So we'll begin with your name and the position or title at the time of the adoption of the desktop computer.
My name is Jennifer Perkins, and my position was Instructional Specialist.
Okay. Do you remember what desktop computer model was purchased?
We went with a Dell, but I'm not sure the exact model.
Okay, and how many computers or what the price of the unit was?
We purchased about 500, and the price point was about $900.
Okay. How were you first introduced to the desktop computer? Did you have experience using it? Have you had done research regarding its educational potential?
Well, I think most people are already familiar with desktop computers using them, but the district did form an informational technology committee, which then looked at the different options for implementing one-to-one.
Okay. Do you remember which other options were considered?
We really were focusing on either desktops or laptops.
Okay. And then do you remember the factors that led to the decision to purchase the desktop computers and the decision-making process?
Yeah, it really came down to budget. In the end, it was just a lot more economical for us to go with the desktop over the laptop.
Okay. And what was the intended outcome for the adoption of the desktop computer?
We were just looking to be able to implement as many labs, one-to-one labs as possible, so that teachers could use online tools and 21st century technology tools in the classroom.
Okay, and what, if anything, were the desktop computers going to replace, and did they?
At the time, we really didn't have any sort of computer lab, regular classrooms, so it wasn't replacing any technology in the classroom. It was more trying to gear our teachers from the traditional lecturing point of view to a more interactive lab point of view.
Do you remember if the use of the desktop computers were required or optional? Why was that decision made?
The way we handled it was we actually had volunteers within the district who were interested in implementing the labs in their own classrooms, so it was volunteer-based from there. So in that regard, the people who received the labs, it was required that they use it, but we didn't force labs on anyone who if they weren't comfortable having them in their classrooms.
Okay. And what were the intended instructional purposes for the desktop computers?
We wanted the teachers to be able to implement online technology, platforms like Moodle, Ning, social media within their classroom lessons.
Okay, and did the teachers use the desktop computers for those intended purposes?
Yes, they did. They were really excited about being able to kind of change their format and use more technology in their classroom.
Why do you think this technology was so successful?
I think it comes down to planning. The technology committee kind of took things on earlier before the summer came when we implemented everything. And then also we did offer a lot of training opportunities for the teachers who were going to have the labs in their classrooms so they would feel 100% comfortable long before the first day of school came.
Okay. Why are the desktop computers as a one-to-one solution no longer used?
Well, they were great for the time we implemented it, but now we're just looking more at how mobile technologies have emerged. More and more students have items like laptops and smartphones at home, and now we have a wireless infrastructure on our campus, and it just kind of makes sense that we're moving towards the mobile technology.
So the mobile technology, that's the technology that replaced the desktop?
Yes, that's what's going to replace it, yep.
Okay. Which emerging technologies, so we're already on that, what factors were involved in the decision to adopt mobile devices as a new technology?
Well, we've known that that's kind of the direction we wanted to go, but once we actually were able to put the wireless network and infrastructure in place, that was really the factor that allowed us to bring them more into the classroom and move that direction.
Do you see mobile devices already being replaced by yet another technology?
I don't right now. I think mobile technology is where we're at right now. I'm sure something will come down the line, but for now, it looks like it's here to stay.
Okay, and looking back, are you glad you adopted the desktop computer, and if so, why?
Definitely. I don't think if we'd started with the desktops that teachers would be comfortable moving towards mobile technology now. It was the necessary starting point.
Okay, is there anything you learned from this experience that will help you make decisions about future adoptions of technology?
Yeah, I think from my point of view, mostly it's a matter of training. If your users aren't comfortable with the technology, they're not going to be able to use it to their fullest potential. So anything that we try to implement, you have to have a strong structure of training behind it.
Okay, thank you so much.